It looks like we've got all the tech working here and we're almost ready to get started on the 2024 Longevity Mastermind. We've got about a minute and 45 seconds. So if you're watching in the live stream or if you're here in the meeting with me, please just hang tight for just a second and I'll be right back to get started. Always helps if you take the mute off when you're doing a live. So you know I'm a real person. Here we are. It is 4 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, the 13th of March, and we are doing our 2024 Cellular Healing and Longevity Mastermind. And I'm super excited to be here and giving you this information. This is the way we give back and also offer you a great way to get started working on your health. So if you just give me one quick second, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a link for everyone who is watching on the various live streaming platforms. We've got this going on. Let's see, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook in a couple of different places, we're on Instagram. And I just want to make sure that everybody's that is watching on the live stream has an opportunity to come into the actual meeting and ask their questions live with us. So if you just give me one quick second, I am just going to grab a link. And I'm going to pop that link into the live so that everyone can see it. There we go. Oops. Got it. All righty. So now I've got that done. Let me jump back over to the Zoom. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started. I'm going to share my screen and start a presentation for you. And go ahead, keep yourselves muted so that there's no background while we're recording this for others to watch later on when they get home from work. So go ahead and share here. Then, let's see, I want to make sure that it's actually showing this screen that says attention exhausted professionals. wake up, you have been deceived. And so if someone could give me a show of some hearts or a thumbs up or something to show me that you're actually seeing the screen, that will tell me that it's working properly. And I'm not seeing the thumbs up, which is telling me that maybe it's not working properly. So let me just go back, go to the Zoom. Ah, yeah, no, can't see it. All right, I'm gonna try it again. Share my screen. And I'm gonna share right here. Okay. And then I should be able to go there. And you should be able to see it now. Up, and then I popped right out of it. Hold on. Okay. All right. It should be sharing my screen now. So if you can give me like a little thumbs up, tell me whether you're seeing that or not. I actually have to go back over to the chat. Yes, you can see it. Awesome. All right, then that means there we go. We're ready to go. All right. So it is really important that you wake up and you learn about the new science and stop being deceived by all the craziness that you've learned, all the old school stuff that you've learned, and also a lot of the Dr. Google stuff that's out there on the internet. Okay, and so I'm not going to waste your time today. I'm going to make you my big, hairy, audacious promise because I truly am confident as a scientist that I have the scientific truth that works. And so I'm not going to waste your time. I know that if you're a burnt out, exhausted professional, and if you're struggling with health issues, that you definitely need three things from me today. First of all, you need the truth behind your loss of productivity, your loss of energy, your loss of vitality, and you need to learn how to stop being deceived. You need to learn how to boost your energy, how to enhance that brain function, ignite your passion, and empower your control, help you to be the true CEO of your own health. And you need to learn how to uncover your personal root causes at the genetic level, at the cellular level, so many levels that I'm going to teach you about today. And you need to learn how to take targeted action against those root causes because this is the only thing that we scientifically know is true that can dramatically change your health and do so affordably. Okay, so it's a good thing for you to stick around today and learn these things. So, first of all, let's look at the negative. Okay, conventional medicine, running to the doctor with every symptom that you have and getting put on medication is old school. It is big pharma and symptom based from the top down. It causes cellular damage and it makes you worse over time. The other road, the road that you should be on, is the new proven science. It deals specifically with root cause correction. It causes cellular renewal rather than cellular damage, and therefore you get healthier over time. Now, if I ask the question, which road would you rather be on? I think I know everyone's answer, right? You want to be on the new road with the new science. You don't want to be over here, okay? This is a waste of your time. You will only get worse and worse. If you stay on the conventional medicine road, conventional medicine needs to catch up with the new science. And so I want you to just imagine how much enhanced productivity and joy you could have if we could make your exhaustion and that burnout just 50% better. Do you think that 50% better would make a difference in your life? And I know the answer. The answer is duh, right? Yes, of course, I want 50% more energy. Yes, 50% more vitality, more joy, less brain fog. Yeah, that would be awesome, right? But hey, all right, the average is more like 80%. So what if we could get you 75% better? But what if you're really gung-ho and you're like me and we could make you 95% better? Do you think that that's going to change the trajectory of your life for not only you, but for your family, your friends? Yeah, of course, right? Of course. And so this is what the power of the new science can do for you. And so, who am I if you don't know who I am? My name's Dorinda, and I'm a research immunotoxicologist and a medical scientist. I specialized my PhD work in autoimmune disease. I have 28 years of experience as a scientist. I did my PhD fellowship in autoimmunity at the National Institutes of Environmental Health Sciences. That's a division of our NIH here in America. And I also did my PhD work at Duke University VA Center. And I'm now, after going through the healing process myself, I'm now a licensed holistic practitioner with the Professional Wellness Alliance. I've helped thousands learn how to optimize their health and feel better. And I'm partnered with literally thousands of other health specialists, and we're on a specific mission to change the face of healthcare using the latest science. And so it's my most passionate mission after healing myself to empower you with the new science, because you need to achieve your optimal health. You need to live out your God-given passion and your genius for the rest of your life. You don't need to be limited by health issues that we know are not only preventable, but that are reversible. Okay. And that's where most people are living right now because they think they have to, but I'm gonna rock your world today with the truth. And this is one of my clients, Scott, and I just want to tell you his story. He says, Dory saved my life. He's a Hollywood stuntman, a professional surfer, a man's man, right? But he was misdiagnosed by USC, one of the best medical centers in the world. He felt that he was withering away and dying. But he says, within a month, Dory found my root causes and started my specific protocols. He says she was brilliant, collaborative, and always there when I needed her. Within 12 months, I was back by 80%. Within 18 months, Scott felt that he was 100% healed. And he says, I love this. Now I wonder where she hides her wings. As I write this, tears come to my eyes. This is a man's man, and I have seen this man cry over the results that he received. And yeah, he attributes it to me, but what it really is just me teaching him the latest science so that his body could heal itself. And I'm telling you, as long as you're willing to do what the latest science says is necessary in order to get your health back, you can sure do this. Anybody can. So let me tell you how I did this, and let me tell you my crazy nightmare story. And the reason why I tell you this story is because I want you to know that I've been in a place of pretty severe suffering when it comes to chronic illness, maybe just like you. And my particular story is, here I was. I'm a research immunotoxicologist, and I'm specialized in autoimmune disease. And then I go and get my own autoimmune disease, right? Like only God could orchestrate a life happening like that. And I know now that he did that for a reason so that I can help you. And so what happened is, I was first misdiagnosed, non-diagnosed, and then finally, within 3 years, I was finally diagnosed correctly with a very severe autoimmune disease called scleroderma. And they also said that the very severe fibromyalgia came with it. But within just a few years after that, I literally developed 7 different autoimmune diseases. I mean, it felt as though my body was falling apart at the seams. And every time I went to the doctor, he was giving me another diagnosis and another set of pharmaceuticals in order to try to just help me to live a little bit longer and have a little bit better quality of life. But the diseases themselves, he told me I'd be lucky if I lived for 10 years, super, super lucky if I was one of those rare people who lived 20 years with my autoimmune diseases. And so it was a pretty hard life, okay? But I had this baby granddaughter that was in my care. My own daughter had an illness as well and couldn't take care of her. And there was some family tragedy going on. And so here I was, I'm with this little baby and I'm sick. And then my husband decides that he can't take all the pressure of a very sick wife who's supposed to be a scientist and a doctor and now cannot do her job anymore. I mean, it was times were hard, okay? And so I know how it feels to be that person who thought you're on top of the world, you've got it all. You're achieving, you're doing everything you need to achieve as a professional in this life, and then you get the rug pulled right out from underneath you and everything completely falls apart. That was my experience. And I'm making a really, really long story short here, but let me just tell you that I'm sitting here in front of you right now. I am not 6 feet under in the ground. Okay, I am not dead like I'm supposed to be right now by all standards, by all the specialists, everything that they told me. And so I did find my hope. And I found my hope in the latest science of cellular regeneration. And now the old school way of talking about this is functional medicine, but we have learned so much more since then. There is so much new science. It's not just, you don't just want functional medicine anymore, okay? There is so much more that we've learned, and it literally saved my life and many other people's lives as well. And what it boils down to is it's a very scientific, evidence-based way of healing that gives you a very specific plan of action, and it's based on your unique root causes, okay? Your unique epigenetic expression. This is so important, and I'm going to teach you what all of this means today, because this is a true holistic approach that works. And it worked for me. It works for my clients. It really works for everybody, so long as we can just take you by the hand and lovingly guide you through this process and help you to actually do what you need to do to take those baby steps every single day so that you can get your health to where it needs to be. And so let me tell you some of my results, because they're awesome and they're fun to talk about, because my life is completely transformed. According to my own conventional roomie, okay, my rheumatologist, she designates me as being 95% healed. She actually said to me, I can no longer diagnose you with even one autoimmune disease at this point. And why is that? Because I have abundant energy, because my mitochondria are functioning properly now. I no longer have fatty liver disease. I no longer have brain fog or a loss of motivation and vitality. I don't have any more of those little invisible infections that turned out to be big invisible infections, the gut overgrowths, the Epstein-Barr, all the different crazy things that were going on and causing inflammation in my body. I don't have a dependence on big pharma anymore. I was on a regimen of anywhere from 12 to 20 medications per day, and I'm completely off of every single one of them. And I've been off of them for 7 years now. I don't have the extreme insomnia that I used to suffer from. I don't have any more pain. I am not limited in any way. I am no longer considered disabled. And I was on disability for many years. I don't have any more of those toxicities, the heavy metals, the plastics, the glyphosates, all those poisons that we're overloaded with. I've worked most of them out of my body at this point. And here's why my conventional doctor can say that I'm 95% healed. Because my ANA and my biomarkers for autoimmunity are back to normal. No, they are optimal now, okay? They're optimal. So I am no longer a scleroderma patient. I am no longer a Hashimoto's patient. I am no longer a patient with autoimmune disease. I can say that. And guess what? My gut and nutrition issues are mostly healed, 5%. I'm continually working on from all the damage that was caused, mostly from the medications that I was given. But I've lost 100 pounds and I feel great, guys. And, I've got my life back. I've got my professional scientific career back. I came off of Social Security disability after 15 years being on it. God started my business, True Wellness Today, 7 years ago. And we've been helping clients get dramatic life-changing results ever since. And I'm really living the life of purpose that God created me for. And yeah, He had to bring me through a lot of suffering to get me there. That is the truth, okay? But I'm here now, I'm crushing it, and I'm here to help you. All right, so here we are at Christmas. It's not the best picture in the world, but you can see that we're real people, right? We're a real family. My granddaughter is learning how to take better care of her health, and she's all grown up now, as you can see. And this is her mama, Danny, who is also getting amazing health results. And when you come into our program, you'll get to learn her story and all the craziness that her poor body has been through and how the Lord is helping her to heal as well with the latest science. And of course, all of us together are on a very passionate mission to bring you the truth, to help you to stop being deceived. We are changing our broken, big pharma funded sick care system. We're going to teach you the truth of the latest science so that you can no longer be really lied to about what you can do about your health. And if you know anything about holistic medicine or holistic healthcare and all the science behind it, you will know the father of functional medicine, Jeffrey Bland, Terry Walls, who is helping MS patients and other autoimmune disease patients get up and walk out of wheelchairs. And there's Isaac Jones and Josh Axe and Dan Pompa and a bunch of my other friends from the Health Experts Alliance. And we're all crushing it, folks. We're all out there in the real world telling the truth, regardless of how many other entities want to put us under our thumbs and try to stop us from speaking the truth to you, because we're not going to stop. We're going to continue telling you the truth and helping you to get the best results that you possibly can, and how to do it with the latest science. And so I want to tell you another story about one of my doctors who came to me for health. And so, we've got a lot of health professionals who come to us for health because they know themselves that they can't help themselves with conventional medicine. And so Dorothy says, I'm a molecular pathologist who developed severe and disabling scleroderma. So she had the same disease that I had. And she says, as a doctor, I was never taught the root causes of my autoimmune disease, or, far less how to reverse it, right? Instead, she was taught that she was incurable, just like I was. Right. And I'm sure that if you've got anything serious, you're probably taught that you're incurable, that, it's a progressive disease, and therefore you're just screwed. Just take your medicine and do the best you can. Right. And she says it took a scientist and medical detective like Dory to find my root causes and correct them. And she says, Dory completely changed my professional life. I am 75% corrected and still getting better. Now that's a big whoop whoop. Okay. But if you're anything like me, in the beginning, when I was first learning about the latest science, I didn't believe it. I was extremely skeptical. Of course, I'm a scientist. Okay. And I'm a conventional scientist. I was raised in the old school way. And so I was extremely skeptical about the new science. So, some of the stinking thinking that I had in my head might be some of the same stinking thinking that you have in your head right now, right? Like your doctor says that long haul COVID and diabetes and thyroid disease, autoimmunity, and all these chronic illnesses, heart disease, all of it, your doctor says it's incurable. Are you going to believe that? Or are you going to go with the latest science? You think maybe you're just getting older. That isn't loss of energy and productivity and, a little bit of brain fog. Isn't all that normal? No, it's not. The latest science says no, it's not. And there are populations of people all over the world who don't get sick like we do in westernized nations. You think that you're going to be stuck on meds for life because a doctor told you that? You going to believe that? You think that diets and other functional medicine doctors didn't help enough. If you've gone that route and you were working on your gut health and you were doing some awesome dietary changes and you really hate dieting, but you feel that it wasn't enough to help you, I'm going to explain to you why that is today. So please stick around. You're right. It often isn't enough. There are deeper root causes than just diet and gut health measures. Okay. And also, okay, this is the one that we come across all the time. I'm afraid this is just another marketing trick. I can do all this by myself. I can change my diet by myself with Dr. Google. I don't need some scientists to help me how to do it. Well, it goes way deeper than that. And we have many, many, many clients who try to do it themselves first. They get a little ways. Okay, they can do some things on their own, that's for sure. Okay, but they can't do it all on their own, and I'm going to explain to you why that is today. And then the big one, it's too much time, it's too much effort, it's too much money. Well, I want to talk to you just a little bit about the money part of this. Okay, because personally, over about 2 years, I spent about 15,000 on getting my health back. And since then, I spend a fair amount of money keeping my health at optimal. Why? Because it's the best place to put my money, right? It's the best place to get a return on investment, right? Why would I buy things that don't make me healthy? Okay. And so if you think that this is just a sham and it's not worth the money that people pay to get their health in an optimal place, look at these stats. In 2022 alone, a staggering 5.2 billion with a B dollars was injected into 130 different longevity business deals. Okay, that's from Yahoo Finance. Okay, do you believe them? This is the truth. And the global wellness economy is valued at over $5.6 trillion with a T in 2022. It's increased by 12% since 2020. And roughly one in every $20 is spent on wellness. And really, are you willing to spend one out of every 20 of your dollars on your wellness? I think that's worth it in order to feel great and to kill it in life. Yeah, I think that's totally worth it. But look at this. And the global wellness economy is expected to rise to $8.5 trillion by 2027. And this is Fortune magazine. And we know the truth is that billionaire investors all over the world, their number one investment right now is holistic healthcare. And that's because it's the latest science. It's rocking everybody's world. It really does work. And that's why you've got people like me screaming from the rooftops. So I'm just going to very, very quickly touch on some things that we work on when you come to a holistic specialist like us. So first things first, we got to get you your energy back. So we have to work on your mitochondria because they're the energy powerhouses of your cell. They're critical for your energy production, for your well-being, for your mental health, for your motivation, for your joy. And you know that when you don't when you start having that loss of energy, the fatigue, the brain fog, the higher blood sugar, it's creeping up over the years, you're starting to gain a little bit of weight, you're having a little bit of gut issues, a little bit of food sensitivities, a little bit of gas and gastrointestinal GERD, heartburn, right? Little bit of hormonal issues, and what's worse, infertility and immune dysfunction. This is just the beginning of what happens. These are the symptoms that happen at the beginning of mitochondrial damage. Okay. But long-term mitochondrial damage is causing most of our extreme diseases that we see at epidemic levels right now in America and all around westernized nations in the world. And so that long-term damage is creating things like all the chronic diseases, the diabetes, the thyroid disease, the serious mental health issues, the anxiety, the depression, the autoimmune diseases, the heart diseases, even the Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and ALS and all these terrible things that we see. Okay. And the new science targets the root causes of mitochondrial dysfunction. Okay, so we get right in there. We find out exactly what the root causes are of your personal mitochondrial dysfunction. And what does that do? That gives you back your energy. It helps your brain to function better, gives you back your immunity, and protects you against chronic disease moving forward. That's just one area that we're working in. Okay, and then we're going to work in this area called cellular regeneration, longevity, anti-aging, and autophagy. I know I just said a mouthful, but bear with me for just a second. This field of science is basically looking at how your cells process in a recycling process. Okay, so your cells need to die and be recreated over and over. Millions and millions of them per day need to be doing that. Okay, it's critical for your optimal health that your cells have everything they need to recreate. And it's also critical that your body is able to kill off all those old cells that are causing all of your inflammation, oops, sorry, my little speaker does that. It like wants to turn off right in the middle of my program here. So let me try that again, just in case you missed it. So it's very important that your body is able to kill off all of those old inflammation producing cells, because it's the inflammation that's really causing your disease and your illnesses and all of your symptoms. You need to be able to renew your cells with those newer, younger, healthier cells. And what does this do? This prevents disease, it slows down and even reverses aging. Yes, science has learned how to do that now. And what does this do? This gives you back your energy and vitality. And for most people, this works pretty quickly. There are no quick fixes, okay? But it's just amazing the results that we can achieve in people pretty quickly. You know, within the first month or two, people are getting their energy back. People are just, you know, just having that cellular regeneration that is just making them feel so much better. But then we have to look at the science of epigenetics, how your genes interact with your environment. And you need to know that this changes from moment to moment with the healthy choices that you make or the unhealthy choices that you make, right? And you really do have way more control than you know over your epigenetic expression. And so what we can do in the science today is we can create a very personalized health plan that's based on your unique genetics. And that is so super cool. And when you're part of that and you're seeing it happen in action, it truly is a dramatic, remarkable change in the way you live. And it really does ensure a more effective and lasting solution to not only traditional medicine, but even to, you know, just basic functional medicine practices, right? And this is, you know, a lot of functional medicine practices are missing going to the deep genetic and epigenetic place that you really need to go to in order to get your health back. So you need to know that your genes are not your destiny. that your genes are really not the source of most of the chronic illness that's out there. Really, it's the way your lifestyle and your cellular environment is affecting your genes, and you have control over that. And so we teach you how, very specifically based on your genetics. And then something else that's closely tied to genetics is the nutrigenomics. This is the study of how food affects your genetic expression. So with everything that you put on your fork, food is medicine. It's causing a change of genetic expression, either towards the good or towards disease. Okay. And this field of science is truly revolutionizing personalized nutrition. It's not good enough anymore just to go to a regular nutritionist. Trust me, they don't know what they're doing. And I'm sorry to say that so bluntly, but they're using old school tactics that we know cause disease. We know what they're telling you to do causes severe chronic illness, and yet they're still doing it. Okay. They need to come up with the science. You need to learn how to use this cutting edge epigenetic science, and so that we can create these customized nutrition plans for you based on your own personal genetic needs. And it truly is the foundation to any healing plan. Okay. And again, this is what most functional providers are missing right now. Okay. And so that's why you need to come to a place that's going to do all of this new science for you and get you the very best results the fastest. And so then, of course, we need to work at the level of your microbiome. And unless you've been living under a rock the last 5 years, you know what your microbiome is. It's those trillions of beneficial bacteria that are living not only in your gut, but throughout your whole body. And they have a proven impact on not only all inflammatory diseases, but in overall health. And when we nurture and balance the microbiome, not only in the gut, but throughout your whole body, this does reverse disease. It just does. It improves your digestion. It helps you to absorb your nutrients at the cellular level better. It corrects your emotional and mental health. It upgrades your immune system. It prevents and reverses disease, folks. And I want you to know that if you think that this is all too hard, it's just not true. You really can do this. And you know already, being a professional, being a person who does achieve, you already know what the 4 traits of successful professionals are. Okay. And it's the same thing with getting your health back. So if you can succeed as a professional in life, you can get your health back. If you are coachable, and you value expert mentorship, if you know how to take quick action and implement, if you are focused on progress, not on perfection, trust me, I'm not perfect at this, and yet I'm 95% healed. And I'm crushing it in life, right? You can certainly do this. And if you are committed and you never quit, okay? Once you embark on a health journey, it's not a 6-month journey and then you can go back to eating your Doritos, folks. This is not the way it is. Now, yes, you want to cheat with some Doritos once in a while. You will be able to do that, but you're not going to be doing it every night sitting down watching TV. You can't be healthy that way. That's a fact, right? So you need to learn a better way. All right, so now if you please indulge me for just a few more minutes, I want to get to the real science for you. I've told you a lot of stuff, but I haven't yet proven it. Okay. And so now I want to prove it to you with the real science. And there's way more than this, but I don't have all day to give it to you, but I'm going to give you a piece of it. And I hope that's enough. I want to show you what's actually causing your burnout, your fatigue, the brain fog, the long haul COVID, the diabetes, the thyroid disease, the autoimmunity, and blah, 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 go on and on and on and on and on. And I want to give you a specific plan of action. I want to show you a roadmap so that we can help you uncover your unique root causes at all the different levels, the genetic level, the cellular level, the hormonal level, the mitochondrial level, right? And I want to teach you how you can take very targeted and specific action steps and how you can do that affordably and why we want you to be able to bring it in life. We want you to be able to take back your power, to take back your control, and you get your productivity back. Never be limited by your health again. Okay, that is so important. So the first thing I want to show you is that we've got over 600,000 documented research studies and papers that have been written that show us this proven evidence-based science of why people are so epidemically chronically ill. And we know what the reasons are. It's metabolic dysfunction and chronic inflammation. And I'm sure you've seen this all over Google. You've seen it on, many different places. You've seen it in magazines. Metabolic dysfunction and chronic inflammation underlies not just our aging, but all chronic illness that comes along with it. Okay, even cancer, even autism, ADHD in children, anxiety and depression that is rampant. Okay, our overweight issues, it's pretty much all caused from metabolic dysfunction and chronic inflammation. Dr. Oz talks about it. A lot of top doctors talk about it. You can't turn on YouTube without seeing a doctor talking about it, okay? We know that that's the truth. We know the studies have been done that prove that only 12% of American adults are actually metabolically healthy, okay? We know that chronic tissue inflammation and metabolic disease is what is causing our epidemic of chronic illness and autoimmunity throughout westernized nations. We also know that it's the major cause of what we call post-acute sequelae of COVID-19, which is long haul COVID, which is you get COVID and you just never feel the same. There's a reason for it. And yes, you can do something about it. You can take action and you can get real results to fix these issues. We know that metabolic syndrome is, of course, behind diabetes and also behind the thyroid disease that we see rampant. We know that metabolic syndrome is the major cause. It's the first step in the domino of autoimmunity and rheumatic diseases. We also know that metabolic syndrome leads to cancer, sleep issues, circadian rhythm issues, brain dysfunctions, and that they go through the gut microbiome in order to create the havoc. We also know that the epidemic of 1 out of every 3 people developing some sort of dementia or Alzheimer's, if you live long enough, is due to metabolic syndrome and systemic inflammation. We know that metabolic syndrome affects the way your genes express and causes disease. We know that if you can upgrade autophagy, remember I was talking about that cellular regeneration and autophagy and the science of longevity and anti-aging. We know that if you can upgrade autophagy, that you can change metabolic syndrome and you can feel amazingly more energetic and you can prevent future disease and reverse disease that you have now. We know that if we also work at the level of the gut microbiome and make changes there, that we can fix things, that metabolic syndrome is the reason for why the gut microbiome becomes out of balance. And we also know what the root causes are for the metabolic syndrome. So what does all of this mean? I hope that you're starting to really feel excited at this point, because the truth is that you can heal. You are not stuck with your illness, and I don't care what your doctor says, okay? There is so much more that you can do to help yourself to feel better. And there's more, folks. Look, the studies have been done that show that when you use the latest science of functional medicine, or the newer term for that is systems biology, that people get better. We know the studies have been done. This is a study with over 7,000 people. People get better when they focus directly on their root causes and start removing the root causes. And so why doesn't your doctor use this latest science? Because the studies have been done that show that conventional medicine is literally 17 years behind the science. In 17 years, dang, you'd be a lot sicker. You'd have a lot more tissue damage. So, don't sit around and wait for 17 years for the insurance companies and conventional medicine to finally get with the latest science here. You need to get on this now, and you can. So, oh my gosh, we know for a fact that the gut microbiome is linked to your immunity, it's linked to your mental health, it's linked to Alzheimer's and the development of many, 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 many different kinds of diseases. We know that the leaky gut, leaky brain thing is absolutely real. We also know the studies are amazing that show that if you just start working at the root cause level, that you can really start to make effective and dramatic changes in even the worst of the neurological diseases that we see, like schizophrenia and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and epilepsy and autism in children. Okay, there is so much that you can do to feel better. So please don't stick your head in the sand and think that oh well, this is all just a bunch of hooey, because you're going to miss the boat. Because the truth is that it's the science. It's exponential in the literature. We know that it's real. We know that it's true, and people are getting helped by it every single day. And let me tell you about Jacqueline. She's another client of mine, and she says, imagine getting your health back. She's been sick her whole life, but she says, Dory found my root causes affordably, and I only wish I found her sooner. Don't wait, do this now. And she's right. Why would you sit in suffering another minute when the answers have been found for you? It's just a matter of you learning how to use them. So now this last part of my talk, and then I'm going to give you a freebie and answer some questions for you, is I want to teach you what's actually causing your metabolic dysfunction and your chronic inflammation, because I've already proven to you that this is the problem. This is where it started. This is where you need to go to really fix this problem. And you've got to get to the root causes of this problem. And so I'm going to teach you now the 3 top categories, and then we're going to get a little bit deeper. And I hope that's okay with you. I'm a scientist. I like to teach. So bear with me just a little bit longer, and I'm gonna tell you the 3 top categories for why metabolic dysfunction and chronic inflammation happen. And then I'm going to show you some of those nitty-gritty details, things that you probably have and why you're sick today and why you're struggling today. But then I'm going to show you a way to fix it. Okay, so buckle up. Here we go. The number one reason why you have problems with metabolic dysfunction and chronic inflammation are your toxicities. You're carrying around a ton of stuff that your body was never meant to have to deal with. You're also, because of those toxicities, now your cells don't have everything that they need. And you have cellular deficiencies. And this is affecting all your cells, your brain cells, all of your tissue cells. your hormones, your immune system. It's affecting everything. And that's why you don't feel good. And we got to look at this category here. Nobody likes looking at it, but the truth is the truth. Trauma and stress creates chronic inflammation and lead to metabolic dysfunction and illness. And we know that we're all overloaded with stress, and we need to learn how to handle our traumas and our stressors in a more productive way that help us to not have severe chronic inflammation and disease. So now that I've told you those three main areas, now I want to look just a little bit deeper and show you the things that you probably have going wrong in your body right now that are causing your limitations with your health. So remember, I told you it's toxins, it's deficiencies, and it's stress. Okay. In the toxins category, we've got several different things. Mostly what we see in people are the environmental toxins, the chemicals, the heavy metals, the glyphosate, the plastics, the pesticides, the herbicides, a lot of different chemicals that people are exposed to day in and day out. And they've built up in their system, and it's creating illness. Also the biotoxins. So when you're carrying other chemical toxins, it's much easier for the living toxins to kind of create havoc with your immune system. And so those are things like mold and fungus and parasites and virus and bacteria and overgrowths in your gut and just all kinds of crazy things that we see all the time that we need to help people to get rid of. And that electromagnetic radiation, everybody's got that unless you live in Siberia, okay? But we can teach you how to reverse some of the negative effects of that and keep it from harming you. Okay. Then the deficiencies. Now, this is pretty obvious, but it goes a little deeper than most people realize. It's not just the micronutrients, it's not just the vitamins and minerals and the amino acids, the polyphenols, and the antioxidants and all of that. But it also goes to how well are you breathing? How well are you sleeping at night? Are you losing oxygen? Are you not digesting properly? And what about your nervous system functioning? Are you impeded in any way? Are you working with a good chiropractor, a functional chiropractor who knows how to, let your nerves travel the way they're supposed to and not be impeded and therefore carry messages throughout your body to the cellular level where you need to be functioning properly, right? All this is very important to look at. And then, of course, your psychology. And let's not downplay this just because I'm talking about it third, okay? All of us are created by God to need people and love and community. We need relationships. We need friends. We need our family. We need emotional support. We need people being present and caring about us and supporting us and loving us. And please, this is the most important part. We need our spiritual grounding. We need to know that the Lord loves us and that He is watching out for our lives, that all the things that He allows to happen in our life are for a reason. It's for our learning while we're here on earth, and it's for our good. And we need to be grounded in a spiritual community, right? It's so important for our healing. And so that's one thing that makes our clinic here very unique, is that we are a Christian mission here, and we do really dive deep into the spiritual aspects of healing because we need it. We really do. And so we call this whole thing the genius model of disease, because we know that it's these three top areas: the toxins, the deficiencies, and the stress psychology that are causing the inflammation and metabolic disease. And that's leading to epigenetic expression. And that epigenetic expression is being triggered in a negative way. It's causing disease, and it will eventually cause your death, or it will, at a minimum, cause a whole lot of suffering in your life if you don't get control of this right here. And so now we're pretty much at the end of my talk, but I want to give you the 3 steps that you need to do in order to heal. All right. So, first things first is we need to do your testing. We need to find those root causes. And here we guarantee to find your root causes within the first 3 weeks of you working with us. No more of that going to a functional medicine doctor once a month or once every 6 weeks. And, a year later, you finally think you have all of your root causes. Okay, that's just not the way we do it anymore. Okay, now we've got all the tests available. We can figure out which are the right ones for you to save you money, and then do those tests, find your root causes, and get busy getting rid of them. Okay, this is the way you're going to get your health back. Once you find your root causes within the first few weeks, it's time to start correcting and optimizing. And actually, we're going to start correcting and optimizing before you even get your test results back, because we know there are certain things that we need to do to correct and optimize. So we're going to get you on very personalized protocols. And then, of course, once your testing starts coming back, then we can optimize with those test results and help you to get better results faster. But finally, we need to teach you how to make this sustainable, because who cares if you get well and you get better after, 6 months, or you're working with us for a year or whatever, and you get so much better, but then you go back to eating Doritos. Okay. That's not going to work, and you will have wasted a lot of time and a lot of money if you do that. And so we need to teach you how to make this a part of your life, and a part of your life that you really love, and you love so much because you feel so much better that you're happy to go out and only eat Doritos, maybe a few times a year instead of every night, right? While you're watching TV. I make that joke because that was a very real thing that someone was doing. So where are you at now? Right now, you're in a place where you have no idea what's causing your illness. Your doctor can't tell you. He tells you that it's idiopathic. Well, you know what I say about that? I say that's idiotic, because we do know what causes your metabolic dysfunction and your chronic inflammation. We do know what's causing your disease. We just need to do the testing, see it on paper, start working on it. And then what happens is, now you know why. Now you can be the CEO of your health, and you can really make progress, probably for the first time in your life. And that's what our programs here do for you. They teach you how to transform your life at all the latest science levels, which is the cellular level, the biochemical level, the hormonal level, the metabolic level, the genetic level. This is where you need to be working if you're serious about getting your health back. And I will tell you that we don't work with anyone who isn't serious about getting their health back. I've been in business for a long time now, and I've learned the type of person who is going to be successful at this, and the type of person who is probably going to get some results, but not all the results that they truly need and deserve. And what it truly boils down to is, you need to get serious about this. You need to understand that the time is now, that by getting started now, you will save not only your suffering over time, but you will save money over time. The sooner you get started on this and you get serious about this, the better your results are going to be, and the less you're going to spend. Okay, so it's just the smart thing to do, folks. And so I give people who come to us a 100% money back guarantee promise. And here's what that promise is. I promise that I'll find your root causes within the first 3 weeks of you working with us. I promise that I'm going to give you a scientific, holistic approach. I promise that I'm going to give you that loving accountability that you need, and to help you take those baby steps to get your health back. I promise that we're going to use the latest personalized state-of-the-art protocols. Again, there are no cookie cutter protocols here. Okay, you're not going to find an autoimmune reset program here. okay? That everybody gets the same supplements. You will get some results that way. But then you're going to want to come to me because I'm going to find your deepest root causes at a price that you can afford. And I am going to never let you alone in this, that you will always have me and my team by your side so long as you're working with us. We offer daily 5-star concierge service here. Okay. Never will you be left alone again. And so I hope that that promise to you is fair enough, because that's what we love providing for our clients here. And so before I give you your free gift that you came for today, and and before we go and we, are able to answer some personal questions for you, which I definitely want to spend some time doing today for you, I want to offer you a way to get started. This is the first step for everyone, and it's our root cause package. This is what's going to help you to get real results faster. It's going to help you to uncover your blind spots and actually learn how to heal with the latest science. You're going to get a full root cause evaluation with me. And you're also going to be filling out our unique root cause questionnaire, which really does help to save you money because it helps us to target and zero in on the exact tests that you need in order to uncover those root causes. And so this is going to save you money in the long term. And this is a type of thing that we see across the board for clients. We're going to be looking at a lot of different areas for you. We're going to zero in on your nutritional deficiencies, your metabolic problems, your gastrointestinal problems at the gut microbiome level. We're going to look at your adrenals, your hormones, your thyroid, your toxicities, which remember, that's like a huge one. We're going to also dive deep into the infections and the biotoxins. We're going to get really deep in your hormones, okay? All of this is super important. And then we're going to give you an assessment of, about where you're at now. But I want you to know that you can move that X all the way up to the top, or at least get it close. Like, I'm 95%, folks. Trust me, that's good enough. I have no limitations in my life, and I want the best for you to get those same results as well. And so this is a package that I offer everyone, and I make it one of those sweet deals that you can't refuse, because I know that if you just get started, that you're going to want to keep going, and you're going to want to definitely do all of your root cause testing, and you're definitely going to want to start working on your root causes, right? I'm sorry, that little speaker thing always decides to turn off like every 20 minutes. Anyway, all right, so let's look at what the root cause evaluation has. It's a package worth over $2,500. It truly is. The evaluation itself, and my time spending with you, we usually spend at least an hour with you. That's a $597 value. Then I'm giving you a special bonus. I'm going to look at all your previous testing and analyze that for you before you come into the meeting, so we can really get a really clear picture of what's been going on in the past in your body. That's at least a $997 value, folks. You won't find that anywhere else in one of these initial consultations. I'm also going to give you 10% off your customized lab package. It's worth well over $500. Also, everyone who comes to us always gets a 10% off of their supplements, and not only supplements, but like, personal health needs, right? Deodorant, cleaning products, all that kind of stuff. And that's on our full script catalog. And literally that can just save you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. You can use that for the rest of your life. And so here's the super sweet no-brainer deal that I'm giving you today. All of that only for $97. And it's super easy to grab this. All you have to do is just pull out your phone, take a picture of the QR code here, or you can go to our shortened bit.ly link, bit.ly/root cause 7. And so before you do that, I want to take just a minute before I give you your free gift and go to those questions to really get nitty-gritty with you. I want to ask you a very straight up question. What's your health worth to you? What's it doing to you right now? Okay. I want you to think back to the last time that you went out to eat with your family, or the last time that you had your hair or nails done, the last time you bought that new tool or that new gadget, okay, that new electronic. For about the same price, you could be finding your underlying root causes right now. You could have the answers to your health limitations right now. You could have had them already, okay? You can do it right now. You can have your health problems well on their way to being solved right now. And I want to know what is that worth to you? What would you rather have? Would you rather have the electronics? Would you rather have the new iPhone? Would you rather have those things? Sure, they're cool. But what's more important? Your health, your children's health, your family, your work not being limited, the God-given purpose that he gave you being limited, right? What's more important? So prioritize, folks, right? You know, this isn't covered by insurance. It's sad, but it's not yet. And it will probably happen maybe in 5 to 10 years because we've got a lot of people working on that, but it's not there yet. And so you don't want to let your health get any worse. You want to attack it now with the science that we have now. That's the right thing to do. It's the smartest thing to do. And so let me just tell you about Pam real quick. Look at that big smile on her face. She says, Dory and her program gave me answers when I was told that there were none. Dory gave me hope when I was told I was hopeless. And best of all, Dory gave me support when others walked away. And that's what we do for all of our clients here. And she is so much better now. She's graduated from the program and she's, off living her life. And this is Christy. And we have clients from all over the world. Christy's from Hungary. And she says, I absolutely love Dory's confidence in finding our root causes, and I trust her knowledge to get my vibrant health back. I used to feel very negative about my illness, but Dory's bright and positive personality always helps me to stay hopeful. I feel blessed to be working on my root causes. I love that. She feels blessed. She knows her root causes. She feels blessed that she can actually be working on them and taking action. And she says, I no longer feel like I'm a victim of my autoimmune disease. Now that, she is no longer a victim. You think that's making her feel better? You're darn right it is. And this is Lindsay. And she says, Dory's been blessed with a tremendous gift from God as a medical detective. That's my superpower. It's the gift that God gave me, and I love doing it for you. Lindsay says she's kind and compassionate and has always been there for me throughout my healing journey. God bless you, Dory. And Lindsay's also getting better and better and better. And so here's what I would love to offer you today. It's that super sweet, no-brainer deal, just to get you in here and let us start working together. Let us start identifying those root causes for you. Let us get you on that right path to getting your health back, right? And we've got lots of affordable ways to help you get started. This is just one of them. This is just our first step. And it's $97 for the full root cause evaluation package, where we're going to give you that unique questionnaire. We're going to help you to figure out which tests you need. And we're just going to sit down and give you a lot of love and assurance that you truly can get better. You are not incurable. You are not stuck in this. There is so much that you could be doing. You just don't know what it is. But that's my job. That's my superpower as a medical detective, to help you learn what these things are. It's my greatest joy in life to give you this information and to help you to get your health to a place where, where you're whooping like our other clients. All right. So one more thing I want to leave you with that you've now been given a responsibility. You've now been told the truth. Nobody can take that away. It's out there. It's in your head now. Okay. And you do have a choice. If you don't take action, you're going to stay on that same path that you've been on all this time. If you do take action and you do come talk to me, you will be on a better path. You surely will. And so I hope that you will make the choice and come talk to me, come get that root cause evaluation, and let's get started getting your health back, getting your productivity back. I want you to dream. I want you to achieve. I want you to think about the fact that what would your life be like if you had your vitality, if you had your energy, if you didn't wake up being limited by your health issues and you're constantly worried about this symptom or this disease or that diagnosis, or you got to go take this medicine. Okay. I mean, you don't have to live a life like that. You really don't. There is a better way, and I'm here to show you what that way is. And so there's your QR code. And again, you can also go to the bit.ly/root cause 7. And remember what I told you. The truth is that this new science, cellular regeneration, longevity, epigenetic precision healthcare, it saved my life. It really did. It's saving lives all over the world. It is the evolution of medicine. It's the latest science, and you can use it too. All right, so I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. I also want to go ahead, I'm going to come back to this screen in a minute, but I want to go ahead and give you your free gift. I promised that if you came and if you stayed until the end of the talk today, that you would get my step-by-step total cellular transformation training. And you can use the QR code here with your camera. And what this is going to do for you is it's going to give you some other things that you can look at. I only have so much time today, but in this training, I'm giving you lots of great evidence and books and videos and just all kinds of good stuff that you're really going to love. And when you get into this training, man, your life's going to be filled with hope. You're going to go, yeah, I can do this. I can totally do this. And so I made this for you to help you feel great about your health. And so it is definitely designed by the top scientists. It's got a lot of great science in there for you to see. It's going to save you time, suffering, and money, because right now you're just on the bad path, right? And we need to fix that. And it's going to help you understand the science-based approach that we do here that is unique. It definitely is unique compared to other functional holistic practices out there because we're science-based. We go deep where a lot of practices don't. Again, you need to be working at the genetic level, the cellular level, the hormonal level, right, at the mitochondrial level. You need to be working at those levels if you really want to get your health back. And so you can go ahead and you can use your camera to snap that QR code, or also it's at the bit.ly step-by-step training. Okay, all right, I'll give you guys just a second to make sure that you get that. And if you need me to, I'll come back to it. All right, so now what I'd love to do is I'd love to take questions. And so if you're here or if you're watching on the live and you'd like to, our link is right there in the live, in the chat. You can see it there. And you can go ahead and pop in here. I'll be happy to let you in and answer your questions. I do try to monitor if I can. It's just, it's hard to talk and to monitor all of this tech at the same time. but I can pop on over to the Zoom if there's any questions. I know that a lot of people pop on and watch these videos after the live. And so I want to let you know that if you do have questions and you're watching after let's see, 5 o'clock Pacific time, that's 8 o'clock um, Eastern time, and you're watching at any other time on Wednesday, then please feel free to put your comments in. Or also, I'm going to also send my phone number in case, you really want things to be private. Our phone number here is 760-460-4349. And I'm putting that also in the chat on the live so that you can have that. And let me just pop back over to the Zoom and check the chat here. All right. And I've got somebody on an iPhone. I don't know who they are. But please feel free to go ahead and unmute yourself. I'm happy to talk to you. They say, hi, Dory, was wondering a good place for us to start. Well, the best place to start is with that $97 root cause evaluation package, because that's where, oh, it's Christina. Christina,
Hi.
you.
Hi.
Hi. How are
Hi.
you doing?
Oh, sorry, I can't see. There you go. I'm okay. I'm happy to see you again.
You. How are you doing?
You know, I'm doing.
Oh,
I'm
there's
doing, but I
you.
need your help again.
There's
I
more
need your
work
help
to
again.
do. Yeah. And I remember, when I saw your name and I was like, yep, there was more work to do.
Yes, there was. There certainly was. So, it's that slipping back a little bit, going backwards again instead of forward. And
Oh,
not nipping it all in the bud, So I was just curious,
you
would
look pretty though. Look at you.
uh, mm,
You do.
thank you. A lot of good things have happened. I've had a lot of good moments.
Oh my God.
But I need to really just nip this in the bud forever though, because you know how it is. Feel good, feel bad, feel good, feel bad. It gets to you after a while.
Hmm. I know.
Uh, So I was just wondering, would this be a good place for me to start? I know you know a lot about me just based on, the testing we've done in the past together.
Yeah,
You know,
it's been a little while though. And so
yeah,
really sitting down again and seeing where you're at now,
okay,
especially where emotions are at now, seeing, where you're really feeling now, what your symptoms are now, what's gotten better, what has gotten worse, right? Seeing where you're at now, and then deciding where to go from here, because I'm not sure which tests we would need to repeat at this point because it's been a while, right?
yes,
So, and we may not need to right off the bat. We might just be able to save some money and just get busy working on some things that we knew were there before that we didn't have the time to take care of, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, get back in there and start getting busy on those things again. But yeah, that first appointment we definitely need, and then we
Okay,
can there.
okay, sounds good. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and use the barcode
Yeah.
and then from there, I guess, will somebody could contact me or
No, we'll just talk about it right there. Oh, you mean after you do the little barcode thing? Oh yeah, Garrett will get in touch with you. Well, either Garrett or Kaylee. Were you here when Garrett was here? I can't remember. I think you were before. Okay,
no?
I hired a new operations manager and he is wonderful. Yeah,
Um,
you're
oh,
gonna.
that's great.
Were you here
Okay.
when Kaylee was here? Because Kaylee's been
N-
with me for a while. So
No.
poor Kaylee. Wow, yeah, that was a
Yeah.
while. Because
Yeah. No.
because Kaylee's been with me for a couple of years now, so
Wow.
almost a couple of years.
Has
Yeah.
it been long? My goodness. It feels like it wasn't that long ago.
maybe it was like a year and a half or so. I don't know.
It was when Darla was doing it. Darla and oh my goodness, I feel so bad. I can't remember her name. The school teacher, that whole group of us and Dorothy. I don't know how long ago that was.
It was a while ago.
Yeah,
It was,
yeah,
and there was a lot going on in your life too, so it was harder to implement and do things. So you feel you're in a little bit of a better place now.
yeah. Emotionally, and psychologically, I guess you could say, definitely in a better place. Thank God.
Yeah.
I could not even, you saw me. I mean, I was just beside myself with sadness. It was really,
It was,
really bad. Thank God, thank God I'm not that person and like I never want to go there again. So
oh,
sometimes, it's awakening,
that's beautiful. And, well, we've all got stories like that in our
Yeah,
life,
yes.
right? I mean, we
Yeah,
all have times of just trauma and just where our lives, right?
yeah, exactly. I think like I don't know. I feel like you appreciate things so much more, having gone through that. I mean, not really a pleasant thing to have to go through to really appreciate that. But that just seems to be on all accounts, just with even with people with like near life death experiences, it's just, you just appreciate everything so much on a deeper level, So all happens for a reason, I guess, right?
it all does. I believe 1,000,000,000% in Romans 8:28, right? It all happens to us for a reason. It's always for our good. Always, always, always. It might not feel good, but it is
Right.
always
Right.
for our good. And when we get to heaven, we'll know, and then we'll go, oh, that's why I had to go through all that crazy because I had
Yeah.
sin and whatever. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. I'm glad we reconnected because you've been on my mind. I've been meaning to, and I finally just said, you know what, stop procrastinating, and
Yeah.
am ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad.
Yeah,
That is so,
yes, yes.
well,
I'm sorry, you keep cutting out a little bit. We keep
oh,
going
I'm
in
sorry.
and out.
Oh, that's a bummer.
No, that's okay.
Well, you know that my
Yeah,
own personal story when I was healing, it took me a good 8 months working with my team of doctors before I finally said, all right, I'm not going to procrastinate anymore. I'm going to get serious. I'm really going to do this. Right. I mean, so, like, and especially if you're going through, like I had been sick for so many years, right? And going through my own traumas and everything too. And right, so don't feel bad about that. This is just the way it is for most people. I don't know anybody who does this perfectly, you know?
yeah, yeah. I think, and I know you have another component to it now where you have the recipes. I think, is it your daughter that's doing some
Oh,
videos on what to
daughter
eat?
has done some videos. Yes, she's still working on that, but she's still healing herself. So there's
Yes,
so many good stories there though with her healing and just yeah,
I'm
the
happy.
is good. The Lord is.
Oh, I'm for that. Yes, yes, he is. Yes, he is. All right. Well, I don't want to keep you. I will go ahead and rejoin, and I'll wait to hear from Garrett. And I'm just excited to do this again and get it right this time.
Like
It'll
don't
be hard.
because you did do awesome things right the first time around. It was just a little harder because of everything that was happening in your life at the time. right? And
It
that's
was.
okay. So you did make some progress. You learned a lot of great stuff, right? So, and that's okay.
Yeah.
This is awesome. And anybody listening to this right now, I just want to say, Christina and her tenacity, right? This is what it takes to heal. You don't give up. You just don't give up. You just keep working at it. You will make progress the more baby steps that you take, right? So I love this, Christina. You're awesome.
Right. I'm so soon.
Yay.
Okay. Be well.
All right. So
Bye
I will
bye.
talk to you very soon. I'm going to probably see you on my schedule sometime in the next week or so.
I love it. I love it. Okay, great. I'm looking forward to it, Dory. Thank
Okay. Take
you.
care.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye-bye. And so let's see if there's any other questions. And let me go ahead. I'm going to actually stop my share. And oh, it won't let me do that. But let's see. I can go over here and I can check. There we go. Okay, so if anybody has any questions when you're watching the video, the replay later on Facebook or on YouTube or Instagram, please feel free to either call our office at 760-460-4349. Or if you are local in the Ramona area, we do have our new Cellular Healing and Longevity Center that we just opened up. We're having our grand opening on April 4th from 5 to 8, and there's going to be music with Ashley Norton. There's going to be, oh my goodness, so much fun stuff going on. We're going to have raffles, and there's going to be awesome health vendors there from different health people in the community because we're really trying to create a community of health here. So, in the spirit of community, not in competition, we want to bring everybody together where we can all help each other to help the community to get their health back. And so if you are in the San Diego area, please feel free April 4th to come on by and meet us. Or if you're here in Ramona and you want to just stop in, please do so. We are here and we would love to meet you. We'd love to talk to you and or just call the office and we're happy to help you. All righty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let everybody go today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring about your health. Thank you for learning about the latest science. If you enjoyed this, please share it. Please tell your friends. If you know people who are suffering, please give them love, give them hope, let them know that there is so much more that they can do. All right. Well, I love you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in a root cause evaluation soon. All righty. Bye-bye.